Welcome to Queer Next, the podcast that puts the yeehaw in y'all means all. I'm your host, Beck.
And I am your host, Dash. Welcome to today's episode. Do you still have snow?
Yes, it's going to be here for a while. The next day we have above 32 is like the middle of next week.
I don't think we're ever going to have, we'll have one come April or whatever. But today was a balmy 20.
Yeah, ours was 22. We got a low of 8 tonight. And our heat isn't kicking on.
What?
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah, we got to call the people tomorrow. We've got a little space heater here in the living room. It keeps it nice and toasty, so.
One of the ceramic ones?
No, it's a little wooden box. I've never seen one like it before. My neighbor gave it to me. It's like it has a fan on it and it glows orange.
Radiator heat. That's my favorite kind of space heater. I can't stand a ceramic heater. It cooks my sinuses to a crisp.
Yeah, we have had those before, but this one, yeah, she's warm. I'll give her that. Baby is loving the snow. My Rottweiler Mastiff dog. So we have to get up in the middle of the night to take her out. And Shanna got up to take her out the other night. She's like me. Shanna has severe ADHD and she gets distracted easily. And so she was looking at something on Baby's fur and forgot to buckle her harness all the way. So Baby got out in the snow and Shanna went to pull on her to be like, come on. And the harness just slid right off and Baby stood right out there and refused to move a muscle. She was like, nope. Shanna had to go get boots, put them on and go get her, put the harness on her and make her come inside. She was like, nope, I was staying out here.
I just saw a video of a dog someone had let out to do its business in the snow and ice, and it was like, standing there kind of at the top of a little bit of a slope, and it let loose a turd. It just rolled down the hill because it was ice.
Not much you can do about that.
I feel so bad for dog owners.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, especially those dogs that need engagement. Like you're not going to get away with just letting them out into the yard real quick and they come back in.
Yeah.
And my friends have this dog that thrives in snow. Her favorite, she'll go out and take a nap in the snow. She's a Bernese mountain dog mixed with poodles. They call it a Bernedoodle. And she's fluffy as fuck and just she overheats in the summer. They have to run their AC in the summer, and I swear they don't turn their heat on every time I wear my coveralls, my insulated coveralls to go hang out at their house. But the dog loves it, that temperature.
It is 63 in my apartment right now.
Yeah, I'm according to this device on my wall, yeah, I'm at 64. But I have no experience with propane furnace, but it feels fine to me. Like it doesn't feel 64 degrees.
Yeah.
If this was an air conditioner and it was blowing 64, I'd be cold.
Yeah. I just put on an extra shirt and went about my day.
Did you watch the parade?
No, I meant to, but I slept in.
I think every year I have like this goldfish thing, I guess, with the parade. Every year I'm like, oh yeah, there's a parade. Like as if the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade isn't like one of the top American institutions.
Right.
But yet every year I'm just like, oh, wow, a parade. How nice. But so this year, because I wasn't with anybody, I completely forgot about it. And I don't know what it is, but I just enjoy that. I enjoy a parade.
I get it. I like marching bands and stuff, so.
Mm-hmm. I was just watching TikTok videos of various marching bands.
Have you ever been to one of the big competitions or one of the drum corps shows that they do?
No.
There's Drum Corps International. They have several bands that they tour around the country and they just do big shows. And you can go and watch and it's whatever amount. It's like $20 or whatever to get in. And those are a lot of fun to go to. Or you can go to like band competitions, like high school band competitions. Those are always fun.
It's, hearing you say that, obviously, but it's something I just never would have thought of doing it.
Yeah.
And now I like wondering when the next one is.
I wonder if Drum Corps International comes near you. Let me Google it. Me doing the Googling right now.
Did you say you played trumpet in band?
No, I was a flag corps.
Oh, okay. Actually, that was one of the videos I watched most recently was a guy doing the twirling the rifle.
Mhm. We just had the flags. Can you and I had gold lame pants that I wore and a white bodysuit. I have to show you the picture sometimes. They're pretty hilarious.
Do not threaten me with a good time.
Are you near anywhere Champlin, Minnesota or Mankato, Minnesota?
Mankato, yeah. I mean, as near as any I mean, it's 3 hours away,
Well,
but
there's a show there on July 7th of Jump Core International.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mankato, I think, is, the nearest, like, culture city
Got ya.
to here. Like, I can get to the Twin Cities from here, or I could get to Mankato in the same amount of time. I would choose Mankato. The Twin Cities, they just have the strangest vibe, and I cannot get down with it.
Huh, I've never been there.
There's a lot of very cool things in it, right? But, like so if there's if I want if I say, like, "I'm going to see, such and such museum," and it's in the Twin Cities, I'm like, "Hell yeah, easy. I'll do it." But if I'm like, "I want to kill a day wandering around a city experience" finding experiences, I'm not going to the Twin Cities. I'm going to Fargo, or I'm going to Mankato, or even St. Cloud. Did you ever see that movie, Fargo, that Coen Brothers movie?
I think I did a long time ago, but I don't remember much about it. Um, like like 20 years ago, I think. It's like that old, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It is very Coen Brothers,
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say? Like, their kind of absurdist twist ending, which they were doing way before Shyamalan was. But I really like the stuff they did together. People are really divided over the stuff Ethan Cohen is doing with his wife. He's doing this lesbian series with well, it's not really a series, but it is a 3 installment little collection of films about lesbians starring Margaret Qualley. It's very like he it's like he picked slips of paper out of a hat and said, "We're gonna make a 3-movie series about these genres." Each film is a genre film, but people they seem to either love them or they hate them. The first one was called Drive Away Dolls. I will admit I didn't understand what I was looking at for the first half of the movie. 'Cause it was so hyper stylized and really kinda weird and weirdly crude, but not in, like we were talking about, like, blue comedy versus, like, if something about the body or sex or something like that comes up organically,
Right.
but Margaret Qualley is doing this accent in it that it was kind of annoying at first until I started listening and I was like, "Wait a minute, she's doing her mom." She was doing an impression of Margaret Qualley is, Andie MacDowell's daughter.
Okay.
In Drive Away Dolls, she is doing her mom's accent that you see, like, in the early days of Andie MacDowell movies, especially in that movie, Michael, that weird movie with John Travolta
Yeah.
where he plays a fallen
Yeah.
angel. You know, how she's a country singer in that?
Right.
So, after that, I was like, "Oh, okay." And the movie was enjoyable. Like, we first meet her, the camera is on we're looking at her over a headboard, and she's bouncing on a girl's face, and they're having very enthusiastic sex and stuff like that, but it's not like male gaze, lesbian sex. We're not panning up the body, right? We're not going over the mounds of the hip and the breast and stuff the way we're just watching her have a great time, and then she answers the phone while she's and it's like it's, hysterical. But the second one came out recently, it's got Aubrey Plaza in it, and a lot of people hated it. So haven't watched it because I'm afraid they're right. I'm chicken because I love both of those people so much.
Yellow bellied.
I know, it's not like me. I did the same thing with that Blink Twice movie, the Channing Tatum oh, shoot. Well, it's got a bunch of people in it, but the main woman, Naomi Aki, and I knew that it was gonna be one of those, like, very lush, rich, like, stylized movies, and I also knew this is the first movie this when I post on Facebook about seeing this is the first time I'd seen a movie do a full-blown trigger warning at the beginning, especially a theatrical release.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah. We are very close up on my, last dose of medicine for the day. I'm high.
Oh.
I took my glasses off and now I'm trying to read stuff.
Yeah, I haven't got mine out today. Today has been a very weird day. It was my last day of my ethnic studies class. They were all excited that it was. Several of them said they enjoyed the class and were thinking about taking my women's studies next semester, but others were glad that the semester was over, me included. So
Mhm.
we and my I s Thursday, I was supposed to have an 8 a.m. final. We moved that to 9 a.m. So, because 'cause we're not gonna need the full
Oh,
2.5 hours, we only I've been giving them they don't probably won't even need a full hour. So if we have it at 9, they'll still have an hour and a half to take it. So, but nobody wants to be out at 8 o'clock in the morning in this weather.
that's smart.
Yeah,
I mean, you have that discretion,
yeah.
and you got courses for next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I got the official letter from my boss saying that she had talked to the provost, and the provost agreed to let me be hired on, so we just gotta go through the process. So, woohoo!
Is it year by year?
Yeah, it's a one-year position.
That's still stressful, but
Yeah,
it's good that they see the value.
yeah. I'll take it, man. And
I don't know.
I'm gonna be teaching the women's studies hybrid, with doing the main lectures twice a week will be videos, and then on they'll meet recitation in person.
Yeah,
I'll just have to record videos for lectures and meet with the TAs.
nice.
Yeah.
Man, I miss teaching.
I do love it. I showed there's a Chimamanda I can't remember. I can't pronounce her.
Chimamanda Adichie?
Yes, thank you. She has a TED Talk called "The Danger of a Single Story." I don't know if you've seen
Mhm.
that one, but I show it. That's the last thing I show in class in all of my classes, and I say, "I hope you take this with you." Intersectionality, the idea that when you do meet somebody, that there is that danger that you're only going to have one part of the story. It's a really great TED Talk. If you've not seen it, I recommend it. I've seen it 4 times in the last 2 days. Um, and then we went over the exam, the review, and then tomorrow for women's studies, that's all we're doing is the exam review. They've got a paper due tomorrow in that class.
It's that, like, final stretch.
Yeah. I got a lot of grading to do this weekend, a lot of grading, because their 4 to 6 page paper turns into times 70 for me.
Did you read the Oklahoma student's essay?
No, I haven't been able to find it, but I didn't search very hard, to be
Oh,
honest with you.
I found it because people had screenshotted it on social
I would
media.
very much like to read it.
Okay. Oh, it is, oh boy,
That good, huh?
just idiocy, and not like, even if this had been maybe an English 101 class or something, she might have got away with it, you know? Wasn't a good essay, was poorly written, didn't cite sources besides the Bible, but her main issue was that she completely ignored the actual rubric. So rubric says analyze, make an argument essay using sources, because the rubric you can find online, about evidence-based practices and gender dysphoria. It's a psychology class. And so that's what really is, like, killing me about it is not that, like, even what if this is, like, developmental writing or something, and it was write an opinion essay? I have read plenty. I have read my share of opinion essays about how amazing Jesus is
Right,
or whatever, right?
right,
Did you make a 5-paragraph essay? Did you do these things that I asked you to do? Yada yada. In English class, we will tolerate stupid content because we're teaching skills.
right,
But that, like, the way they were kinda making it sound, especially in when her, interviews with the news, she was like, "It was my opinion, I just stated my opinion, and I spoke about the things I know," and it's like, "That wasn't the assignment,
right. Yeah,
you stupid zygote."
so one of my for my ethnic studies class, they have a current events assignment where they have to find the something to do with race that's less than 3 months old and write about
Cool.
that. And so on the first, because they have to do it twice in a semester, and the first one, like 5 of them tried to write about the Charlie Kirk shooting, right? Which, if you wanna talk about how some, like, historically Black colleges got death threats the day after, that has to do with race. But if you're just talking about him getting shot, that had nothing to do with race to my knowledge.
Except for the fact that he's racist.
Yeah, exactly, and white is a race, right? We have to acknowledge whiteness and all of that, but it had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with race whatsoever. And so I had to let, like, 5 of them rewrite their essays because I was like, "This is your opinion is whatever, but that you didn't follow the assignment." And I failed them on
Yeah.
that. So, you have to be really a bad writer for me to or you have to really mess it up for me to give you an F. but I always give those people the opportunity to redo it after getting some feedback. So,
Well, a lot of times a person's initial thoughts when they're told, right, I mean, like race is a loaded issue for white people because we're the racist.
yeah,
So
exactly.
like whole cascade of emotions and self-defense and stuff like that.
Oh, no, we're good white people. We don't
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
you have to remember that you're good
Mm,
white people.
we would never. Oh god. Have you seen the non-practicing white shit?
Uh-uh.
It is capital W white. Like these people are like it's basically that. I'm the good kind of white person. I'm a non-practicing white person. I see it on TikTok mostly, but it's basically I've seen several people explain it, and it's like I don't participate in racism, or I don't perpetuate racism. I don't personally enact racism, and it's just a new way of saying I don't see color.
Right, right.
And so, of course, these black people on TikTok are having to go like, "What do you think that's doing? It's not doing what it's doing." If you want to think something stupid, be blessed, right? Go do that. But
Right,
like,
right.
you didn't have to involve me in this.
Right. But in my classes, we go from the standpoint that American culture is like a big swimming pool, and racism is
Yeah.
like the pee in the pool. When you get into American cultural waters, you're gonna get some on you because it's in everything that we do. It's in the media, it's in the education, it's in the legal system. It's in everything that we do. So when you're socialized by American culture, you're going to get some of those racist thoughts implanted into you. So to say, "Oh, I'm not racist," bullshit. We all have racist thoughts. It's what you do with them and the work that you do around that to nullify it, you know?
Well, and if you're not helping anybody to make it everybody else's business that you feel bad about it,
Right.
do you want us to say congratulations that you have
If you really wanna be a good ally, what I learned is that you need to shut up, sit down, and listen, you know? And that's the best way to become a good ally to anybody, and a lot of people aren't willing to do that. And I think that's one of the biggest problems.
because when you do that, you begin to notice that there's a difference between anti-racist practices that are for white people to enact and for people of color to enact.
Mhm.
A good example, or maybe I don't know if it's a good example, but I've been thinking recently about when Michelle Obama said, "When they go
Low,
low,
we
we
go
go
high.
high."
Yeah.
Right? She wasn't talking to me because I've been thinking about like that's how we lost the fucking election. That's why Trump is president. That's why these losers keep winning, right? Because we refuse to go low. But she is not wrong to give that advice to someone who looks like her. Because a person of color can't stoop to the level of their oppressor because they risk more. I don't risk the same shit that a person of color does. I will go as low as I goddamn please.
Right?
I will call you every name I can think of. I will make you wish you'd never been born with my words because I have the privilege. Isn't it crazy that someone like me can have privileges that even the former First Lady of the United States doesn't have?
Yeah.
That's how serious racism is.
You're absolutely right.
I've been giving a lot of lectures in my head recently.
I've been doing it out loud, and it ain't much better. No, I think we do okay. I think, I was nervous when I started teaching the ethnic studies class because that is not my specialty,
Mhm.
but it's a learning experience and an opportunity to grow, and I'm very much appreciative of that. My class has evolved and changed over the last couple of semesters, and I hope it keeps doing that. I keep adding stuff and making things better and changing topics up. I find it very interesting.
I mean, talk about a place where continuing education is important right now. The ethnic studies classroom, any classroom that's going to be unpacking identity, power, privilege, and
Right.
things. You got to stay on top of that shit. Man, at SIU, Carbondale, a student came to me. I was the coordinator of the LGBTQ resource center there, and I was fairly new still, so I was still in that like building trust with the student stage. And this student, came to me and said, "I think I have an issue with my professor." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm a mandated reporter, so these are the things that will happen if you share this, and this. Do you want to keep talking?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's not all that. It's what she's teaching." And I was like, "Oh!" I got so excited. I love to fuck with faculty when they're wrong about stuff. And this was 2019, no, 2018. She goes, she's teaching, like, human development and family studies, and she has these slides, and she taught us that, gay people that it was illegal for gay people to get married, and I was like, okay. Well, what did you do?" And she said, "I told her that that's not true." And I was like, "Okay, how'd that go?" And she was like, she argued with me. She said, "No, my basically, my slide says otherwise." And I was like, "Okay, well, I hope you backed down because this isn't you did the right thing, right? Bring it to us." And so I got the professor's information. I did the, cyber stalker thing you do when you're when you're developing a kind of a case when you have to go up on somebody and contacted her and I was like, "Hey, I heard from a couple little birds that you have a lecture that says that gay people that um, same gender marriage is not legal. I'm wondering if that's true, and could you tell me why you're doing that? If so." And she was like, "Well, I haven't updated my slides since 2014."
Well, that would be why.
Like, that'll do it. But then she turned out to be a homophobe. So I was like, "Oh," because I was like, "Wait a minute, okay, so you're a bad teacher, right? You don't update your slides in 5 years' time. You haven't updated your slides, but surely it has crossed your maybe your eyeballs, right? That in 2015, a little case called Obergefell v. Hodges went before the Supreme Court. You missed all that? Yeah, I don't pay attention to that stuff. I think it's a sin." And she laid it all out. She said, "Gay people are immoral. I don't believe it. It goes against my religion." And I was like, "All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna file a report. I need to talk to your supervisor. Um, all of that shit you just said is inappropriate." And then come to find out she wasn't an adjunct, but she was not like a full she was an assistant professor. She was like a lecturer or something, so they just fucking fired her.
Wow. Good.
I mean, I know, like, on the balance of scales, good and bad, right? That's objectively net positive. But also, that was one of those moments where I was like, "Oh shit, I got a bunch of power."
Yeah. Hmm.
I was still fairly new as leadership in higher education, and I was like, "Wait a minute, people really listen to me."
Yeah.
I was also very new as a man.
There you go. That'll do it.
Had not been a dude for very long.
The most outrageous thing, I've had many jobs at this university over the years, as you do.
Mhm.
And one job I had that had nothing to do with direct students. It was more of an administrative job. And the woman that I worked for, she had a master's degree and all this kind of stuff. And I had to explain to this woman that bisexual did not mean nymphomaniac.
Whoa.
Yeah, like, she thought that if you were bisexual, you just wanted to fuck everybody, and I was like,
That you just
yeah, I was like, "That is not what that means at all."
you just couldn't control like, compulsive sexual.
Yeah, so and I think about her all the time and wonder what some of these people out here are really thinking, like, they just don't have any clue to what the truth is, and it's kinda scary sometimes.
The ignorant ones, yes, that's scary, but I can work with ignorant. The mean ones, right? The ones who know better and are doing things out of meanness, out of spite, because they want to hurt the students, they scare the fuck out of me. Like, you're telling me that your grown ass came to work today and decided to be cruel to somebody half, one quarter your age. What does this do for you? The woman who was the director of Trio at SIU had a student like come running, literally running into my office because I had my pride flags and stuff out in the hallway, and we were pretty visible in the student center there. One of the best locations I've ever had for doing this kind of work. And was like, "I saw your flags. Can I talk to you?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Who are you?" Was a kid, right? This, was one of the upward bound students. Well, it's summer bridge, so it was different from but, similar. Still a minor, not enrolled, right? So very much somebody that I can't really interact with the way I would, someone who's enrolled. That's one of the there are a couple of 3 things that kinda make you kind of an adult even if you're not 18 yet, and being enrolled is one of them, like, that gets you adult privileges from administration. Having a kid is another, and being married is another. So, I realized that this was a kid in the summer bridge program, and I saw people looking for them outside, and I was like, "You gotta be fast." And he was like, They know I'm transgender. They're intentionally dead naming me publicly to each other. They're bullying me. My roommate is making up stories about what I do to her. And I was like, oh, God, okay. Let's get you back to where you're supposed to be so that you can't be punished for this. And then I'm going to call your supervisor. And I told her about it. And she was like, well, you don't know what it's like. And I was like, that is a strong start for somebody that is already at the top of my shit list right now. So whatever comes out of your mouth next better be good. And she said, well, I have to deal with their parents. Basically, meaning like, because these are minors. I think what she meant was like she's going to err on the side of caution to try to fulfill the parents' wishes. So, like, say the kid isn't out or the parents don't approve, she's going to err on the side of caution and punish the kid for being trans, assuming that the parents probably want that. And I was like, I just learned a whole lot about you that terrifies me. She's now the director of the center I used to run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Or, well, she was last time I checked. Granted, that was 3 years ago.
The poor students.
I know. When I found that out, I was like, how did this happen? What is going on? Well, we consolidated. She had experience. She was sponsored programs. She was also associate dean of this or that. And just the line, this happens all the time in higher ed. It was some restructuring fuckery, and she wound up being who it reported to.
Oh, wow. I one of my students got to class early today, because I have, like, a 45-minute break between classes, and it's in the same room, so I sit there and read until my next class
Mhm.
starts. So one of the kids came in early today, so I sat there and I bullshit with him for, like, 20 minutes, and somehow the conversation turned to, some of the more odd things that have happened in class, and one of my favorite stories is to tell because another girl came in with food, right? Which I if you wanna eat, that's fine by me, but there's
Mhm.
limits to that, right? One time, we were in class and this guy started getting out little containers out of his bag, and he had, like, 12 containers, but after he got them all, had, like, a little baggie of cheese and all kinds of stuff, and then he whipped out some tortillas and started making his own little mini tacos from all
Oh
these
my
little
god.
containers. Yeah. Right in the middle of class. So, I have a no taco bars policy in my syllabus.
Right. If it requires assembly, no.
I've seen some
That's
really weird
crazy.
things in class, that's for sure.
I think there was an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where they're sneaking food into the movie theater. And, people are like, yeah, I brought like ho hos or whatever, just snacks. And somebody has a Ziploc bag full of spaghetti.
That's some shit I would do.
Yeah. I may be wrong about where I saw that, but I think It's Always Sunny, but still.
Yeah. One time I was in the middle of teaching and somebody came running in my door very breathless, and I looked at him and they were like, "I'm doing a s they were doing some kind of, like, search or survey or what's the word I'm looking for? It's like scavenger hunt. They were doing a scavenger hunt and they needed to arm wrestle a professor. So we cleared off the desk and I arm wrestled the student right there in front of everybody. Yes, I
That's
won.
incredible.
I won.
Yeah.
I
That's
defended the honor of
awesome.
my English class that day. It was hilarious.
Oh, man. Young people do not run into someone's class. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen too many things and
Yeah.
been afraid of too many things. For a while there, I was teaching in a building that I would do the mental math of how I would get everybody out in case of a shooting.
Yeah, Central Hall, you're a
Um,
sitting duck. There's nothing you can do.
mhm. Yeah, like in this one, it was like, okay, I guess it's like try to tie all of our jackets together and get out a window.
Yeah. There's no windows in the building I'm in for the most of the day.
Yeah, yeah, that building's weird because it's kind of a circle
Yeah.
square thing on the inside. I had like several, or well, I don't want to say several. Honestly, don't take too many classes for PhD program. I,
Uh,
I was looking at my transcript and doing stuff. It's only 2 years of coursework.
yeah,
I had to submit all my course revalidation stuff after the dissertation upload.
right.
I got a 4.0.
Good for you. I did not.
Well, I didn't get a 4.0 for my master's. I had a little bit of like growth, between.
Theory is hard for me. And then I took an online class, for one of my it was like some kind of history something or other, and it was me and one other guy, and it was an online class. So when we didn't do the discussion boards, it was really obvious that I didn't do the discussion board, and I basically forgot I was in that class for like 2 weeks, and it was only a 6-week class. So
Was this for the PhD or the
yeah, for the
master's?
PhD. I got a C in it.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
yeah,
dude, that's brutal.
yeah, it was
Do you have a that nightmare where you like, it's halfway through the semester and you realize that you were enrolled in a
it's
class that
always a
you haven't gone
chemistry
to yet?
class, always chemistry.
What is that? I also have one that's like, my high school called and there was a mistake and I didn't actually graduate high school. So now, I none of my college work counts
I show up in mine, I show up without the exam and they, like, riot.
because they're like, "We're so angry we can't take the test." That's how that would
Or
go.
I can't find the building on campus that I need to be teaching in. That's a big one. I
Yep.
have that one quite a bit. My big recurring dream is, packing. I'm packing up a room because the
Mhm.
building is going to explode in 10 minutes or something catastrophic is gonna happen. So I have just a few minutes to decide what to take or what to keep, and I have to leave behind a lot. I have that dream probably twice a week, and it'll be a dorm room, it'll be my mom's house, it'll be the varying locations, but it's the same theme.
I think that that is, like, practically literal to unpacking emotional trauma, like, emotional baggage and stuff. I have dreams about being on boats, especially boats that are falling apart, and I'm, like, trying to hold on to a piece like Jack in Titanic. Have you ever had a night terror?
Yes.
I used to have them actually quite a lot in my 20s, but not as much
I
anymore.
take a medication to keep me not from having nightmares. I had them so badly. They were recurring nightmares about a person that I know, and it wouldn't go away. So my therapist lady put me on medicine to help me not remember.
Were the were they nightmares or night terrors?
Um, what's the difference?
A night terror, you're kind of awake for.
No,
It's
then.
sleep paralysis. You're so when I would have them, I would be, conscious in the bed, but I would be paralyzed, and something is standing over me or breathing on me, and it's moving incredibly slowly. A lot of people will call them shadow people or sleep paralysis demon, but basically that's what a night terror is, and it won't go away until you can move something. But they are terrifying because you can see it. It's right there. It's your room. There's you're not dreaming. There's no mistaking where you are, who you are, what day and time it is, and everything. And here's this god awful monster just leering over you, and you're just stuck.
Yeah, no, that's not what has happened to me at all.
I'm very glad I haven't had that happen in a long time.
Yeah.
I think you can make it happen if you take a bunch of Benadryl.
Oh, well, there you have it. Have you ever had a flying dream?
Yeah. Well, flying dreams, they're only ever lucid for me, so I have to know that I'm dreaming to be able to fly.
Mine are I, like, float around, like, around
Mhm.
on a carpet. They happen very rare. Yeah,
A magic carpet.
yeah, like, laying flat on a carpet like that.
You're not even looking over there. You're, like, creeping peeking over the edge.
I never was good with heights.
That that sounds really fun. No, it's kinda I think around the same time the, sleep paralysis, night terrors stopped, I also stopped lucid dreaming. I don't dream much at all anymore. Well, I mean, I think if you reach a certain stage of sleep, you are dreaming, but you don't have to remember. Like that, and that was usually like if I would go lucid in a dream, I would be like, well, obviously I'm gonna fly.
No. Well, obviously,
A lucid dream never lasted very long for me. It was usually like a precursor to waking up.
right?
Have you died in a dream?
I don't think so.
Have you done the falling
Oh,
dream?
yeah.
Oh, I just remembered one of my sleep paralysis things used to be bumblebees, and they would like zoom at my face.
Ah,
Yeah, huge bumblebees.
ah, that's terrifying.
I did not have a fear of them.
I wake up a lot, because I sleep with the dog, and she wakes me up quite often. Shanna sleeps with a CPAP, so she doesn't hear anything. She's When she goes to sleep, she's out for the night.
Hers is loud.
No, it used to be very loud, and then she also snored still with it, so we had to get a whole different it's been a whole thing.
A breakthrough snorer.
Yeah, she was. She snored bad. Like, I was sleeping in the living room for a long time because I couldn't sleep with her.
When she did she do a home sleep test?
No, she went to the hospital.
Did they tell her how many events she was having an
It
hour?
was a lot, like several hundred.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. She wasn't sleeping at all.
Oh,
She was just awake.
yeah, pretty much. She was always tired, and
I had mine was 30 something per hour.
hers was several hundred.
Good lord.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you took that many breaths in an hour. I guess you would.
yeah.
I'm glad she got one. Did she do the nose one?
She's had, basically every one that you can freaking have. She's been through them. The one that she has now, her nose kinda sits on top of it, and it's like a little
Yep.
bar. Yeah,
That's what I have, the nose pillows.
yeah,
It's the best one.
yeah. She had a lot of trouble getting one that would fit her face. She's got kind of a wide face, and the way the straps fit and stuff, it was always very awkward. She's been through a lot,
They're pre-curved, like, they're already shaped. I don't know why you would do that. Like, why is there even a hard piece of plastic in there? Just let it be elastic.
right?
I got lucky with mine. The first one worked for me.
When I was supposed to have one too, and I got fit, and the only thing I've ever worn extra small in my life, because I have such a little tiny nose, I had to get an extra small, though I never followed through and got my machine, so I need to do that one of these
You
days.
need to do that. You can die of sleep
Oh,
apnea.
but I don't snore very bad or anything, so
Well, you wouldn't know.
well, she would tell me. She wakes up more often. She takes baby first. Like, if we go to bed at 10, then she takes baby at 2, and then I take her at 6. So we do hear each other at night sleeping and stuff.
I came by it honestly. Both of my parents saw logs all night long.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you. Mom didn't. I don't know about dad. I never slept at the same house as him.
I think my mom, she'll argue with you though. She doesn't think she snores, which is hysterical because you can hear her outside.
Wow. I have been reduced to videotaping Shanna a few times because it was so unbelievable. Like, she's not gonna believe this shit, like, how loud it is. She'll fall asleep on the couch or something, and it'll be astonishing, the volume with which she snores.
Sabrina talks in her sleep,
Me too.
which do you? Has Shan ever told you anything you said?
When high school, I'm pretty famous. One time I stayed the night with my friend Shanna then, it was a different Shanna. I sat up in the middle of the bed and said I looked at somebody and said, "Pew, pew," and held up a gun and tried to shoot him.
Yeah, Sabrina likes to make noises, and she kinda runs too when she's falling asleep. She's a runner, but one time, it's one of the funniest things to ever happen to me actually sleeping with somebody, like, next to him, because I didn't know that she did this, and so, it's probably early when we were dating, and I was sleeping over, and I, not being very good at sleeping, I was just lying there awake, and she, like, conks. It's like you shut off a
Yep,
switch.
that's how
She just
Shanna
goes
is.
to sleep.
Yep.
I I was always very jealous of that, but it's because she spends all night talking and running around. And so, like, within seconds of her starting to do the twitching stuff, she kinda got quiet, and she turned her head over to me, and she goes, "Woo!" Right, like, right up close like that. And I laughed so hard I woke her up, and of course, she didn't know I was laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing long enough to explain it to her. And also, you don't wanna embarrass somebody
Right,
because you can't control what you do in your sleep. I
right.
mean, I'm not gonna tell her if she farted, but I had to tell her that she gave me a Arsenio Hall. And the thing about talking in your sleep is, like, I wanna know what's happening.
Right. Shanna said she's tried to talk to me before to get more information out of me, but it never works. 'Cause I talk about she said this I don't remember any of them, but it'll be, like, the most random little snippet of conversation. Like, "Why was the dog's fur green?" Or something, like, random.
There used to be a woman on TikTok who would document her sleepwalking and talking.
She does that, if you're talking about the same woman, Selena Spooky Moo.
Selena Spooky Boo, yeah. Her husband had a serious medical problem for a long time, and then I quit TikTok and I actually got a new account because couldn't remember the old one. So I don't know if she's still doing them.
She does it on
Hope so.
Facebook, if that helps.
It's just genius. There was one though where like her brother also does it, and he stayed over. And so like the nighttime video of them two, like just getting up to it, hooting and hollering, going around doing stuff, because she always likes to go to the fridge and, like, shove pickles in her pants and stuff. but he was, like, climbing the furniture, and I bet their house was chaos growing up.
Yeah.
That would be scary, like, if you walked somewhere in your sleep and then you woke up and you're like, "What?"
Or that she wakes up naked in hotel lobbies and stuff like that.
I mean, I did that, but not becau it is officially December, and it is officially snowy and wintry and awful. So let's hear from this week's sponsor. Maybe it'll be seasonal. This week's episode of Queer Next is sponsored by the wonky ass snowman you made mostly out of mud on the first snow of the year. He is the official wintertime mascot of regions that know better than to wait for the right conditions to make memories. The first snow of the year is never enough. It is stingy and patchy. It melts the second the sun looks at it. But every December, without fail, kids, cousins, and grown adults who should know better rush outside to roll together whatever scraps of snow they can find. Dandelions frozen in place, bald patches of yard, and fistfuls of mud clinging like emotional baggage. The result is a lopsided, muddy, structurally unsound snowman who looks like he crawled out of a peat bog and saw something he'll never speak of again. His smile is crooked, his eyes are gravel, his hat is a bucket somebody really needs for chores, but he is a testament to hope, creativity, and the sheer Appalachian refusal to let a lack of materials stop a good time. These muddy snowmen are winter's version of queer resilience. A little messy, a little improvised, held together by imagination and whatever you had lying around. They may not have a lot in common with the picturesque snowmen from Christmas movies, but they're real, brave, and they are trying their absolute best with the hand that they were given. You don't build a mud snowman for beauty. You build him because you're excited. You build him because it's tradition. You build him because the world gave you 3 minutes of winter and you made art and life with it. So here's to the wonky ones, the muddy winter misfits, the queer shrines of weather-based disappointment, the snowmen who look like they've survived things because they have.
That's great.
I spent year after year trying to make a snowman like the ones they do in the movies, and I never could do it. I couldn't get it round.
No,
I just kept building a higher and higher pile.
I never honestly tried to make a snowman. I am not a big fan of the snow. I don't like being cold. I don't like being wet and cold at the same time.
You know, that is a feature of Appalachian snow is out here, like the snow is nice and powdery, and that brings its own whatever, but it is not wet.
Yeah.
Like I can go for a walk and I don't have to worry about like whether my boots are waterproof or anything, right? Because the snow's not melting. It's 4 degrees.
Yeah.
We didn't have any sleds when we lived in the trailer park because why would you? But we still wanted to like I don't know whose idea this was, but do you know what a sitz bath is?
Yes.
Mom had her sitz baths left over from when she was pregnant, and we I had tied some cords to it and then would set the kids' butts in the sitz baths and then drag them around the trailer. It had to have been mom or dad. I don't know who came up with it. And of course, it was gravel in there and it wasn't enough snow to be sledding. So we just destroyed these things. And then I was just dragging the kids by rope. That is a core memory. Like that memory is locked in there. That's very like every time I'm in the snow, I think about that.
That's awesome. I remember the snow of like '89. There was a big blizzard in like '89 or '90. And I lived on a very hilly road. Like you came down the hill and it went way down and then it went all the way back up. And I lived all the way back up top of the hill. So me and my brother-in-law went out and sledding down that hill. We did that a few times. Then the holler that I grew up on, one of my dad's cousins said we could come up and sled on his hill, and his went there was nothing in the way, and you could go from the top all the way down to the bottom, so we did that a few times. But that was pretty much it, because where we had to cross the bridge, where the snow and the ice would come down and the top of the hill, you couldn't get up there without a 4x4, and we did not have a 4x4. So we had to walk it,
Yeah.
and after you walk it every day, you just don't wanna go out and play in it.
Yeah. I mean, the best sleds were the tubes, like those
Right.
tractor tire
Yeah.
tubes that we used. But there was one other thing it was difficult to master, but My mom worked at this at there at on I-75 as you cross over from Kentucky into Tennessee, there's a welcome center there going southbound, and it's just before the Jellicoe exit, and she worked the vending area there, and it was, like, owned by a relative of the kids who were lived on that farm, and in '93 when we had the big blizzard, that we were making our big that's what we're doing on Sledding. And so their dad comes out and he has these old, like the front of a vending machine that's plastic or whatever, polyurethane, whatever that material is. He has a bunch of those that he has taken out of vending machines and he drilled holes in them and put nylon cord. So they were fully the size of a Pepsi machine. And it said like Pepsi or Mountain Dew. Actually, I think it was Mountain Dew, and so we sat on them, pulled up the front of it with the nylon cords, and shot down that hill. Fucking that those things were slicker than snot.
Oh, wow.
That's how we turned that whole hill into ice. I mean, that's the definition of like, "Hey, guys, watch this," right? Like, that is
Yeah.
some redneck shit.
That's some Griswold shit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I felt like Randy Quaid, needed to have one of those, like, that hat that he
Yeah.
wears.
Speaking of, look at this hat Shanna bought me. Hold on.
Oh, I see fluff.
Hold on. Let me
That's a balaclava, I
Yeah,
think
I'm
those are
I'm wearing
called.
the hell out of it too. It's
But
like
yeah.
fleece and thick.
It's fleece, yeah,
Yeah.
normally they're like wool or
Yeah.
something awful.
Yep. Wearing that, you better believe it.
You know what I have learned, is the difference between gloves and mittens.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not beyond the fact that, one has fingers and the other doesn't. Growing up, I was like, "Why would you want to like, what's the difference? What's it matter?" Or whatever. When it's 0 degrees, a mitten is you want the mittens, not the gloves. It's the surface area. Like, the glove, like
The body heat.
the body heat, like having the fingers be able to be next to each other, but also a glove, the cold air is between the fingers. A mitten, it doesn't do that. It's only the one surface area. Because that day I sent you the picture of me on that walk the other day. I wear these, compression gloves, on my hands right now trying to help with, there's nerve death in, one of them. It just kind of inflates throughout the day because the circulation doesn't work, and so I didn't feel like swapping them out for my underlayer, and so that's what I wore under my mittens, and I was trying to take pictures and stuff, seconds, and my every single finger from here to the tip was numb, and I was like, "Did I just give myself frostbite?"
Wow.
I did not. I mean, you can get frostbite bite at 0 degrees, but it takes longer than it does at, like, -20.
Yeah.
I'm dragging my feet on getting a shovel because I'm considering getting a gas-powered snowblower.
Ooh,
Because 'Cause I'm like, "My back's hurt, I won't be able to shovel."
that's true.
But really, I just kinda want one.
I had a snowblower, but I sold it.
There's several on Marketplace right now that I'm looking at.
My mom bought it for me for Christmas one year, and I just never got around to using it.
Aw,
Yeah. Well, we had somebody that would shovel our driveway for 25 bucks, and that was way worth not having to go
wow.
out there to do it. So,
Yeah. Do you wanna give us a noun of Appalachian interest?
I do, very much so. This week's noun of Appalachian interest is the pawpaw, also known as the Appalachian mango, hillbilly custard, or that weird green thing your uncle swears grows better than anything he actually planted. A pawpaw looks like a potato that's questioning its life choices, but inside it tastes like someone blended banana, mango, and vanilla pudding and then whispered, "Don't tell the grocery stores." You cannot buy a real pawpaw at Walmart. If you see one there, call for help. That's not a pawpaw, that's a stunt double. Pawpaws only show up for about 5 minutes each year, and if you blink, the raccoons get every single one. That's the natural order of things: raccoons, possums, and then maybe humans if we're lucky. The pawpaw tree could be in your own yard for 20 years, and you still only find out because someone posts "pawpaws on the ground" in the community Facebook group. Trying to eat a pawpaw for the first time is its own adventure. You slice it open, question every seed the size of a river rock, and then wonder how something this good has been hiding in the woods like a shy teenager. Pawpaws taste amazing, but they also expire in about 14 seconds if you don't eat them right, and they turn brown faster than a banana in a hot car. And because it's Appalachia, every older relative will corner you with a lecture about pawpaws being the largest native fruit in North America, even though you did not ask and you were just trying to eat your pudding tree fruit in peace. So that's your noun this week, the pawpaw, the mysterious forest desert that shows up once a year, disappears like Bigfoot, and makes everyone act like they've discovered it personally.
I've never actually managed to catch one.
They're good. I have only once, and I liked them a lot, and I don't like a lot of things, so I'm kind of
They
picky.
sound glorious
Yeah,
every time I talk to somebody that's had one.
yeah. I didn't even know about them until I was in college.
Yeah, I was definitely an adult when I learned about pawpaws. They look funky too. Like if you have that phobia of textures and stuff, like don't look too closely at the inside of a pawpaw. It's like looking at a pomegranate, but like greasier, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Creamier is a better word. What is your favorite fruit?
Probably pineapple. What about you?
I do really like pineapple. Mm, I think it might be Concord grapes.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I haven't had them since I don't think I've had Concord grapes since I was a kid. They used to my papa, Cooper had planted some vines on, our grandmother's property there on Bowling Strait, and they grew on the shed, like, a lot of them. And so they would just every time we were out there, I could have all the Concord grapes I wanted, but, like, I don't see them in stores that often, and they don't taste right when I do. And they're the only grape I can eat that doesn't hurt my stomach. Regular grapes, like the skin on them, apparently they're like 1,000,000% just fiber. So I get horrible gas grapes. And you know how long it took me to figure that out? Because you just don't see it coming.
Right? Have you ever had pineapple dip?
No.
You take cream cheese, of course, and then you take a box of vanilla instant pudding and mix that together with a can of pineapple, and you drain most of the juice, and then you dip graham crackers into it. It is phenomenal.
That sounds like redneck ambrosia salad.
But it only has the 3 ingredients, so it's fantastic. You can make a pie out of it easily.
Have you had ambrosia salad?
I don't know. Maybe? I've been to a lot of
My
weddings.
grandmother Cooper used to make it, and it's like that, right? It's, oranges and other, like, bright citrusy fruits and cream cheese, and I think probably, I'm gonna guess, well, it's got butter, powdered sugar, marshmallows, really whatever fruit you want, I would say. This person's doing the "Oh, you want my email?" I hate everything. This is editing Dash here to apologize for the abrupt transition to close on this episode. The closing segment for this episode was apparently recorded without Beck's mic being picked up by the software. So we apologize that you will have to say goodbye to you without our customary closing. But rest assured, we'll fix the problem next time. And join us next week for our review of Muriel's Wedding, starring Toni Collette and Rachel Griffiths.